Hello, George.
Thanks very much. Terrific. We're in a great room. I had a question for Paolo. So Tether has been the subject of a lot of speculation. Many people are very uncomfortable with your disclosures. You could easily silence your critics by giving a full and complete accounting of what assets you own and a full and complete audit. This idea that attestations is what everybody else does, and no other industry or attestations allowed. Why do you not? If I were you, I would just come clean and say, here it is. Why do you not? You could silence the critics. Why do you not offer up a full and complete accounting of all your assets so the critics would shut up? This would make your life a lot simpler. I can think of one reason and one reason only why you don't, and that is because you don't want people to see what you own. Please answer my question.
So we don't have problems in disclosing what we have in general. First of all, there are different types of disclosures, and since 2021, we started to provide the attestations that you might say that there are not enough. And then we provided the breakdown of reserves, and then we provided the ratings of the breakdown of these reserves. So if you have a rating that is an asset that is rated A1 and is rated by Standard & Poor's, why that the underlying asset does really matter. So, and even if we provide that additional information, people will ask for even more information. And
no, excuse me. That is total garbage. You are trying to hide the truth. You are hiding the truth. Anyone who can read financial statements knows that you're lying. Come clean.
Okay.
Come
George,
clean.
We need to keep George.
Sorry, I'll be civil. Yeah? I'll be civil. But
but you're not being civil.
No, I will be civil. I apologize. You are not answering the truth. You are dancing around the truth, sir.
Okay, let Paolo finish the question. Otherwise, I'm going to have to mute you.
Okay,
I'm happy to have you on.
I apologize, but I want him to answer the question. He hasn't so far.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I take no disrespect for this. I mean, everyone thinks so. There are many people, given the size of Tether. I understand there are skeptics. We have we are proving that we have all the balances and all the reserves to fulfill all the redemptions. So I think that we are waiting for a framework. By the way, we are providing all this information also to the AG, and we are doing this since last year, and we need to do it also for the entire next year, or this year, sorry. So yes, definitely people want to have more information. We are not lying about our reserves. We have all the reserves that we are supposed to have. And we had demonstrated over time, if you think about where we were in 2019, we had much less information in public. That's true, right? Many people criticized us because of that. Also, people that supported us, they were always complaining we didn't give enough information. And yet now, after 2 years, we improved a lot. So I'm not saying that we are not going to give additional information on what we are giving, but we are working on it and we will provide it. So I think that you can always ask me more and more and more. We are doing our own steps. We are able to get the community comfortable. Otherwise, we would not be an $80 billion, $79 now, $billion asset. And again, it's all about the process. And we are working with regulators, including the AG, on our disclosures. So you might not like it.
So Paolo,
excuse me.
Sorry, George. Just let me step in here, Paolo. Yeah. The difference between an attestation and an audit, and why are these questions asked of Tether and not USDC?
I don't know, but my point is that everyone should be subject to the same standards. So we have provided the breakdown of reserves before anyone else. So it's not that we want to hide behind the finger. It's about being subject to the same standards.
I like to respond, please, and I'll be respectful. Sir, you are engaging in a lot of distractions and logical fallacies, okay? It's an established fact. If you look at the court documents, Tether has lied in the past. That's a fact. The company claims, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Tether claimed to have had reserves in the past, which it didn't have. Yes, it's gotten better, but still, it's woefully short of what is required. Don't tell me it's getting better. That's not the point. the easiest way to make the critics go away is do what any company in any other industry would do, and then just have a full and complete disclosure. To say, well, people want more, people want more. It is ridiculous. There's no other industry where people get away with this. Attestation, it's absurd. If you read the accounts of, you had no money in a bank account, the money gets wired in for Stuart Hoagner one day and it gets taken out the next day, and you do an attestation right there at that time. It is a joke, and you are misleading people, sir, with the way you talk around the truth. Please, for your own benefit, for everybody's benefit, please disclose a full schedule of investments. Have you seen the Fidelity stablecoin? It's pretty obvious. You could make all the talk go away if you will just come clean with and do like the Fidelity stablecoin does. Why do you not do that, sir? Please answer that question and no other question. Do not distract. Why don't you offer the same disclosure as Fidelity?
Because Fidelity is regulated in a certain way, and there are not regulations yet on stablecoins. So,
hold on. Do you need regulations in order to just silence the critics? Why don't you just cough it up?
Because that everyone has to abide to the same standards.
No, you should set the standard because you're the one most under scrutiny. You're the biggest stablecoin out there. Shut up the critics and just produce a schedule of investments.
Well, I would imagine that you can not scream your points, but I understand what you're saying. And
okay, I will be calm now. I'll say it again. You can make all the speculation go away if you produce a simple schedule of investments the same way Fidelity does it, the same way any market fund would do it. Do not compare it to other stable coins. Please don't tell me the regulators haven't asked for it. You have every incentive in the world to make that disclosure, and you refuse to do it. One is therefore logically compelled to conclude that you are hiding something. And
George,
go on.
Let me interrupt you for a second. Why should Tether be compelled to accommodate their critics when their customers? Hang on. Why should they be compelled to accommodate their critics when their customers seem perfectly happy to use them?
No, but that is sort of like a number go up type of argument.
No, it's not. It's not.
No, it is. No, it is, sir. Sir, with respect, they should be compelled to because they have a track record. It's been established that they've lied in the past. That's why they're the one that's they've also the one that's had the biggest growth that's gone from 2 billion to 80 billion in the last 2 years. They're the ones who claim to own all this commercial paper, and yet no major broker that deals in commercial paper in the United States has ever heard of them. Okay, there are many, many reasons. That's why.
So they're not defying any laws, are they? They're not defying regulations.
But that is not the issue. Enron didn't break any laws either. Okay, it's not the issue. It's dancing around the argument.
So again, we are reporting all of our information to the regulators. So they are reviewing both our operations and our disclosures and so on and so forth. So we agreed almost 1 year ago, a little bit more than 1 year ago, with the regulator on what we should be doing. So I understand your point, but please don't be rude and understand that we are working through the disclosures. We are working with the regulators, and you might like it or not. We have been always at the front of this industry, and we will keep going. And we are proving if you were right. So we wouldn't be able to redeem $7 billion in 2 days. And also, we have not been lying. So I think that I agree that we disagree. It's your statement, is your point, it's not mine.
Okay. Yeah, let me ask one simple question. Please explain. I'll keep it real simple and I'll be polite. Please explain, given that you're probably sick of having to answer questions from critics like myself, please explain why. Don't talk about rules. Don't talk about what somebody else is doing. Please explain why you don't offer a complete schedule of what your investments are in the same way Fidelity does. Please explain that question.
Because we are not compared to Fidelity. We are another product that is just newborn product in the industry, in a new industry. So there are no regulations almost no regulations on the tokens, the crypto tokens. And yet, so we are all waiting for that, right? So we are all trying to understand what will come, how it will come, what the rules will are, right? So we have been faithful to our community. We always, we have grown, right? So you have people talking about how much they are using Tether in terms of billions of dollars. You have the biggest groups on this planet that are actually using our product and are sending cash, right? It's not that we are burning that cash. We are investing in safe assets and liquid assets. So it might happen that we will see the disclosures and you will have all the information you want. But it's not that because a random guy on Twitter is asking me for it, I have to give them, right? So I have to go with a process, and the process is disclosing what a regulator needs to do. I would bet that Fidelity does not need to is disclosing what they are need to disclose, and not random stuff that because a guy in the street will ask them.
No, you should disclose it, not because some random guy on Twitter is asking you. You should disclose it because the best way to establish your credibility is full transparency, and that way no one's going to question Tether anymore, and you don't have to answer annoying questions from random guys on Twitter.